We gotta go across the world overseas to East Europe. A country is dealing with what some say is a woman in her 30s just having fun, and others who believe that the woman is completely out of order. I'm talking about the Prime Minister of Finland. Her name is Sanna Marin. She became the country's youngest prime minister ever when she took the position at the age of 34 in 2019. Now the prime minister is 36 years old, soon to be 37 years old. So what does she do exactly? We're going to go ahead and get into all of that, but first take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click that notification bell for all updates. Shout out to Ricky the Boomer. Thank you for sending this story in. And if you're watching from Europe, drop the country below. I definitely want to hear from you. So there was a video of the Finland Prime Minister dancing, and a lot of people in her country believed that she was out of order and that the video was inappropriate. The clip was reportedly recorded at her home as she partied with her friends. The Prime Minister said that she knew she was being recorded, but she's upset that the video was leaked. Now, she's faced criticism before, so she's not new to the backlash. Towards the end of 2021, she had to apologize for clubbing in the nation's capital when she went out on a Saturday night hours after her foreign minister had tested positive for C-19. In that case, she wasn't spotted out doing anything inappropriate, but her judgment was questioned. People wondered why would she be going out when she needed to be isolating herself after having contact with a foreign minister. First, she tried to double down on it and wiggle out of responsibility, saying that she was initially told that she did not need to isolate because she had been fully vaxxed. And then later she said that she missed a text message that advised her to isolate herself and not to go anywhere. So she was told by officials not to go out, and she did it anyway, saying that she missed the message. That was less than a year ago when critics questioned her judgment, and now she's finding herself in hot water again. She's making headlines again as the video of her dancing is being plastered everywhere. She's told everyone that she wasn't going to stop partying. She said that she's a young woman, which is why she had a private party at her home. And you know, I recommend the private party and all, but Miss Prime Minister, you made a big mistake. What you don't do is allow your fake so-called friends to have cell phones and pull them out on you. If they come to your house, you need to make them turn their phones in at the door. You're the prime minister of a country. So I don't understand why she didn't think about security, protecting her image. And yes, you're 36 years old, but you're not just some regular woman. Again, you're the prime minister, ma'am. You are held to a higher standard. So you have people calling for her resignation. They're disgusted by her and believe that she's making a mockery of the position. And then you have media outlets on the left who support the prime minister, reporting that hundreds of Finnish women have posted social media videos of them dancing and partying in solidarity with the prime minister. This initiated a big debate questioning political leaders, their personal and political judgments, and many asking, should a prime minister have a right to party? If we go back a couple of years ago when the prime minister first took office, the country made international headlines celebrating that the leaders of 5 political parties in their government were all female, and mostly younger females. As for her recent party video, the prime minister says that she was just partying and denied using drugs. She voluntarily submitted to drug testing to prove that she wasn't under the influence of any substances. And the feminists of Finland, they support what she's doing 100%. But let me give you my thoughts. You know, Finland is in Eastern Europe, but compared to the debauchery accepted here over in the West, most people will say critics are overreacting. But I don't think so. You give these 304s an inch, you're going to take a mile. Next thing you know, women in government, they'll be releasing Kim K, Ray J style tapes, and everything is going to be completely out of order. There's a lot of turmoil going on in Europe right now, very serious situations involving NATO, Russia, and every country in the region on high alert, being impacted in some way. It's a bad look, point blank. Partying during troubled times is just a no-no. But even in good times, as a state leader, you have to have class. You can't be out here popping thought pockets. That's unacceptable. And of course, most people out west, they won't see anything wrong with this. You know, out here, you have sons of sitting presidents, they can be on rocks. The same rock that his daddy made crime bills for to punish people, mostly black people, imposing high mandatory minimums for rock versus powder, a law that put a lot of black addicts in jail over 35 years instead of giving them treatments for their addictions. Oh yeah, then to come to find out his own son has the same addiction, that should have had him locked up for 10, 20 years, but he's been allowed to sniff powder off his sister's behind, divorce his wife, and start sleeping with his brother's wife, and then got hooked on a rock. Literally a crackhead. And people knew all of this and still voted for him? It's the hypocrisy for me. Like, why wasn't your son held accountable? Why wasn't he held at least to the same standard as other citizens? Those same citizens that you wrote legislation for, locking them up for a minimum of 5 years if they're caught with what your son has in his possession every day. Yeah, of course, people in the West would think this is nothing. Western society believe it is culture to be in the middle of the road popping thought pockets in Magic City uniforms. Western people think it's okay for state senators to be running around with bare cheeks hanging out, popping on handstands, or popping thought pockets on the top of a hot car on the highway. Oh yeah, or wearing Magic City uniforms on historically Black campuses, and they call it Black excellence. Listen, I'm from the West as well. I gotta tell the truth. We gotta call a thing a thing. We allow way too much stuff to slide around here. For Eastern Europe and the people out in the East, look at what's going on over here in the West. And not just in the United States either, but Western culture in general. The lack of cultural standards in the West has ruined Western society. We have to tell the truth. So although this may seem small, the rebellious woman, she won't turn 100% rebel overnight. They come out in stages. 1 minute she's dancing all over girls and popping and rolling with clothes on. Next minute, she's doing it on the beach in her Magic City uniform. And we're talking about the Prime Minister. And you folks out in the East, you may not understand where my Magic City uniform term comes from, but just Google Magic City and you'll see what I'm talking about. You got a lot of folks out there saying she's young and all this stuff. Well, if you're so young and you want to live a life of partying, don't become a Prime Minister of a country. Why would you take on such responsibility if you're not up for it? No, don't become a leader if you can't handle the restrictions. You are held to a higher standard, and you represent the people of your nation on the international stage. You are out of order. There's no debate about it. If partying is more important to you, you have no business in your position. Go work at the club if you want to party. Nobody cares if you're young. And by the way, 37 years old, you're pushing 40. Lady, you're probably the youngest in your position, but you're really not a young woman. Let's keep it real. You're too old for this, and you should know better. So I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. In this case, I'm on the side of the people telling her to resign. You need to go because you seem to be more interested in partying and having fun. If you wanted to do all of that, why did you accept this position? Where's the dignity? Where's the accountability? Where's the class? Where's the discipline? No, ma'am, this is unacceptable. Before we get out of here, got a quick update on the Prime Minister. So it looks like they're really trying to humble her now. They got her coming out here with red eyes and a broken voice, about to burst into tears because 2 women leaked a photo on social media, a photo they took at her summer home with no top on, making out in the bathroom. The Prime Minister was not seen in the photo, but admitted that it was inappropriate. In her speech, she said, "During these dark times, I too miss sometimes joy, light, fun." And this right here is why women really shouldn't be in leadership positions. It's nothing fun about being a leader of a country. It's about duty. And women lack the mental fortitude to carry out positions like this. It's not meant for women. I would like to add here, in her personal life, she is married. This is a married woman here. She's got all this going on. And to be fair, that photo of those women, it's not clear if the Prime Minister had anything to do with it. But still, she has to be held accountable for it because it's all a reflection on her. She's the leader, not those 2 women. And that's what I was talking about before with the party. You're not some regular thought pocket out here. You're supposed to be a dignified lady with a very high position. She's a top official representing the people of Finland and also a top leader in her political party, the Social Democratic Party of Finland. A liberal lady, and although she's married to a man, she's always stumping for LGBT. She's got LGBT women in the bathroom at her house. And even the video from that private party, well, you know what? Y'all gotta check that one out yourself. A link of the video will be below. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. Should politicians have the right to party? Go ahead and sound off. I definitely want to know what you think. Want to see more content like this? You can support the channel too. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis? Want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.